what you need. Shorty, what you want? I got what you need. Shorty, what you want? I got what you need. I'm all the way up. I'm all the way up.
All right, fam. Vegas Eagles back. Brand new episode. Bye week. Hope it treated you guys good. I took a little break from the channel, but we got a lot to talk about. Everything broke right for the Birds during the bye week. But let's go back even before that. Going in the Cowboys game, we did what we needed to do. Got the W. Even covered the spread. It was ugly. It was horrific. But the Eagles got that dub. Carson Wentz was, that interception in the end zone was real bad. But you know what? The Eagles did just enough. And I feel like as the walking wounded come back, I really think this offense is ready to explode one of these games. I think one of these games, you just need one Carson Wentz game to get all of his confidence back. Throw a 3 or 4 touchdown game, throw for 350 and 65-70%. And I think that he'll be on his way. And I really do think that as these players come back, especially the offensive line, I really think you're going to see an improvement on the Eagles offense. So, but fam, we got to go back to the board. Everything has broken right for the Birds. I can't stress this enough. Everybody else in the division keeps losing, and the right teams keep losing. Like the Giants beat the Redskins last weekend, which was perfect because that brought the races down to 6 losses. The Giants are 2-7. I really think this is a great chance for the Birds to really just take control of this whole division. So let's just look at this. I had said before in the previous episodes that 7, 8, and 1 would guarantee the Eagles to win the NFC East. And you know what? We don't need that. We don't. So I'm going to have to do a little amending of it. All we need is 6, 9, and 1. And I'm guaranteeing you right now, if the Eagles go 6, 9, and 1, we will win the NFC East. And now it looks like with all these teams breaking in terrible fashion in the NFC East, I'm going to lay out the plan to clinch the NFC East, guaranteed by the end of Week 16 with 1 game to spare, so we can use Week 17 as a bye week. So 6, 9, and 1. If we can get that 6th win before Week 17, I'm telling you right now, we're going to clinch the NFC East. Okay? So let's play it out. If the Eagles can get their 4th win against the Giants, a 5th win somewhere around here, any one of these 5, and then win at Dallas, that right there is 6 wins. 6 wins would clinch it. How would it clinch it? Well, 6, 9, and 1, you have to make sure that all the other teams in the NFC East have 10 losses before Week 17, because then the best they can do is 6 and 10, and we'd have them beat at 6, 9, and 1. So let's go through. We'll go through the Cowboys and the racists. I really think the Giants are going to be out of this once we beat them on Sunday. So I'm not even going to account for them. If disaster strikes and the Eagles lose to the Giants, I'll rework the truth board and we'll incorporate the Giants into it. But for now, I just don't think it's necessary. So let's look at Dallas. They have 7 losses already. They're on the bye week. They're a joke. So let's just look at the remaining schedule. Now, assuming the Eagles beat them, that will be their 8th loss. Now, we have to find 2 other losses amongst these 5 games to get them to 10 losses before Week 17. They're at the Vikings. That's a loss. They're not going to win that game. So that'll be number 9. Racists at home, maybe they can win this game, so we'll skip it. At the Ravens, good night. Good night. Good night. So that's an L at the Vikings, an L at the Ravens, and an L to the Eagles. That's 10 losses. They're done. Even if they beat the Vikings. Well, they're definitely going to lose to the Ravens. Are they going to lose at the Bengals? Maybe. 49ers at home. 49ers are kind of falling off because of all the injuries. But I think there is a very likely path that you're going to get Dallas to 10 losses before their last game. So again, all they got to do is lose at the Vikings, home to the racists, at the Bengals or the 49ers, and that's 10 losses because they're definitely losing to the Ravens. Okay, so let's look at the racists. They're 2-6. We need them to get 4 more losses before week 17, which again, that I'm putting them out of reach. So if the Eagles get 6 wins before week 17, the Redskins can't catch us. All right, so let's look. At the Lions, they're going to lose this Sunday at the Lions. They are. So we'll mark that tentatively on the truth board as another L. So that would give them 7. But you know what? Actually, I take that back. Let's just look at their whole schedule before the last game of the year. Can we count 4 guaranteed losses? All right. At the Steelers, 100% it's a loss. Seattle at home, that's going to be a loss. So now you're at 8. Now I did have this one as a guaranteed loss before, but the Niners are decimated with injuries. This one's a lot less likely. So it's still possible, but I'm going to take that off the board. So again, at the Lions, I think this is a loss. Bengals at home, I think that's a loss too. And we'll just cancel this one out because one of these teams are going to lose, Racists or the Cowboys, when they play each other. So I'll try to avoid that game to make things less complicated. So 7, 8, 9, 10. That's it. There are 10 losses. And even if you think maybe the Bengals, they pull this game out at home, they still got a game against Carolina, and Carolina's been playing okay. Fam, it's almost a guarantee here that you're going to get 4 losses here. So that puts them at 10, and we win the NFC East, fam, with a win here, and 1 win out of these 5. Now, looking at these 5, at Cleveland, no Odell Beckham. On the road, it's tough, but I think the Eagles win this game. Seattle at home, Seattle's had our number. We just can't seem to beat Seattle. So even though that's at home and it's Monday night, I think this is probably got to chalk it up to an L. At Green Bay, I hate this spot. This is going to be a loss. Saints at home, out of the dome, it's possible. It's possible. And at Arizona, it's hard, but it's possible. They just lost to Miami and Tua, a rookie QB, at home. So, again, it's very, very, very likely that we're going to win one of these 5. I'm almost guaranteeing it. In fact, you know what? I am guaranteeing it. We're going to win one of these 5 games. And, you know, it's not inconceivable, fam, if we win multiple ones, say 2 or 3 even, of these 5, it becomes very plausible that we clinch the NFC East after week 15, which would give us a double bye going into the playoffs. Why is that huge? Because, again, we're going to be locked almost certainly into that 4 seed. So let's look at the playoff picture. Now, I still think Seattle is going to get this number 1 seed bye. All right? So I think they pull away. I just think Seattle is they lost at Buffalo, but I feel like in the end they're going to pull away, win the NFC West, and get the 1 seed. I think Saints and Green Bay will be battling for that 2-3 seed. But again, there's no bye, so there's less incentive or less difference between the 2 and the 3 seed this year as opposed to other years. We'll just give it to the Saints for now. Green Bay the 3, Eagles the 4. Now, if the Saints win the division, which is so huge because they swept Tampa Bay, so they're going to have a tiebreaker. So it's very likely the Saints win the NFC South, which pushes Tampa to a wild card game. They'll probably be the best wild card team. That'll put them at the 5 seed. What does that mean? The 5 seed goes to the 4 seed in the playoffs. Tom Brady comes to Philadelphia, and we end his career at the Link when I run on the field and take a baseball bat to the back of his knees. Tom Brady, I'm going to take a Super Bowl from you, and I'm going to take your career from you too. Tampa at Philadelphia, it would be spectacular. It would be absolutely spectacular if we can have this happen. The 6th seed, I think, will be Arizona, and I think with the 49ers dropping off from injuries and the Bears dropping off too, I think the Rams will take that 7 seed, setting up Rams at Saints rematch, that NFC Championship game. I think the Saints will take that game. Arizona at Green Bay, very interesting. I'm picking the upset there, and I think Arizona pulls off a huge upset on the road. Kind of reminds me of, if you remember way back in 2002, I believe, when Michael Vick was coming up big for the Falcons. They went to Lambeau Field in the playoffs and they beat the Packers. So I kind of envision that type of scenario here, where I think Arizona pulls the upset, which would lead to the 6th seed Arizona going to Seattle and playing the 1-seeded Seahawks, and the Eagles going to New Orleans to play the Saints. This Arizona has played Seattle very good in Seattle through the years. They've pulled off some wins. I'm picking an upset there, and I think the Eagles finally get over that Saints bugaboo in the Superdome, and I think we beat them there, setting up Arizona at Philadelphia in the NFC Championship game. I don't think it's a ridiculous forecast. I don't at all. Now there is some wrinkle here where if the COVID situation gets worse, the NFL already announced they could have an 8-team playoff, which would add another team, obviously, but they would not. There was some talk about them reseeding, but they're not going to do that, which helps the Eagles maintain that 4 seed and home field in possibly multiple playoff games. So, fam, I'm just laying it out there. It's starting to come together. We're getting close to Thanksgiving, where it starts the brackets start to materialize a little bit clearer. I like our chances a lot, fam. Let's just get this W over the Giants. We're getting people back. We're getting Lane Johnson back. We're getting Siamalu back. We're refortifying the offensive line. I feel good about this one on Sunday. It won't be easy because these Eagle-Giants games are always wild and crazy, but we have their number. They can't beat us. They haven't beaten us since 2016. We're getting Miles Sanders back too. And keep in mind, Alshon Jeffrey's coming back. Maybe he can make a few plays. It's good to be deep, that's for sure. And D-Jack's still a few weeks away, it looks like. It's the same thing with Zach Ertz. And also, before I forget, Brandon Brooks. Don't forget about Brandon Brooks, the all-pro guard. He's on the injured reserve but can come back. And there is talk that after Thanksgiving, they're going to reevaluate Brandon Brooks. We could have a refortified offensive line, a monster offensive line for the playoff run. So, fam, stay positive. Go Birds. And I will talk to you guys after the Eagles-Giants game on Sunday. Also, Dallas Goedert, by the way, he came back last game, but I think they just eased him in. After a bye week, he should be 100%. So this offense, I have a feeling, is ready to explode one of these games. Whether it's the Giants game or the Browns game, I really think the Eagles are going to put up 30 plus in one of the next 2 games, and the offense is really going to skyrocket. So I'll leave it there. Go Birds. Have yourself a good weekend. And stay safe out there.